Hey guys, thanks for clicking on the video. I'm up to Nantanis Golf Course. This is their driving range, which is just up the road from the golf course. And they wanted to add on to this little house they got here, you know, where they pass out all the golf balls and the clubs and whatever else. There's some snacks and stuff in here. They're just adding on to this kind of a very simple little afterthought kind of thing, because we've done a lot of concrete work down at the golf course itself. And they were thinking, hey, while them guys are here, let's just add on 12 feet by about 20 feet. Give us a little bit more space in this shack right here. So it's kind of a little bit of an afterthought thing, kind of a quick kind of slab put in here. But what they're going to end up doing is on the four corners, they dug those corners down really deep, way deeper than they needed to support the type of building they're going to put on here. But they're going to put like 4 posts there and then just build some type of like post and beam type addition onto this. Now, we only had 2x6s with us, so that's why we just framed the 3 sides with the 2x6s. They didn't tell us we needed anything deeper than that. And he wasn't concerned about the concrete going down into those corners and spreading out outside the slab, kind of like a big footing type of deal, I guess. So that's the reason why we're doing that the way we are. Now for the slab itself, they put some crushed rock under it with tie-to-matter rebar in it. We got fiber mesh in the concrete using 4,000 PSI, water reducer, all that good stuff like our normal exterior mixes. And we're going to end up putting they just wanted a broom finish on this. They're going to park and wash. I don't think they're building walls like they do on the shack here. I think, like I said, they're going to have posts with a roof on this so they could actually drive a golf cart onto it and, you know, rinse it off if they needed to. There's water in behind. See that black hose in behind the building? And that's the water line. And they didn't want us to bury that water line into the slab, so that's why we got that 2-inch styrofoam up against it. They didn't want to move it either. So that's our solution for them being able to get to that water line afterwards. But anyway, we're just doing what they wanted us to do here today, is give them a 6-inch slab, broom finish, something they could drive onto, wash carts if they needed to, things like that. So you'll get to see the pouring process here, and you get to see the finishing process of us mag floating it out, putting a nice broom finish on it. We will come back the next day, which is tomorrow from this day right here, strip the forms, put a couple saw cuts in it for help control some shrinkage, cracking if there is going to be any, which there probably wouldn't on a slab this small. But pretty good size. I mean, pretty good DIY beginner type of concrete slab if you're thinking of doing something like this yourself. Gives you an idea of just how we pour them and how we finish them. I also teach how to form them and all the details in the concrete underground if you're thinking of doing something like this. Link for that's down in the description below. So many training videos in there on how to do slabs like this. Plus, I have my own concrete slab course too if you just want a separate course for slabs itself and keep that forever. That's also down in the description below. So we're just mag floating up against the building. They didn't want any styrofoam up against that or anything. They just wanted to butt up against that old building like that. And that's the reason why we're doing that. They wanted us to be so far down from the deck. You can see we're about 4 or 5 inches down. That's exactly where they wanted it, because that gives them about a full step down from that 3-foot door, a 7-inch step down from that. So all this stuff was decided beforehand. And, you know, the grass over there to the right in that back corner is a little bit higher. They'll reshape all that. Probably put in a swale so the grass, after they backfill this, kind of tapers away from the slab. Nothing's going to be higher than the slab. They got all the excavation equipment to do that stuff. You know, they got mini skids, mini backhoes, skid steers. So they'll take care of all that stuff themselves. They just needed us to kind of install the slab for them. You know, and for us, this is really pretty simple. We do hundreds of these types of slabs a year, and over the years we've done hundreds of them. So one thing we liked was we're using a new cement in the concrete this year. They ran out of the cement they were using last year. That company went out of business. So now this company we're using is buying the cement from out of state. They ship it in, which a lot of companies do that. So they ship in this cement, and then, you know, we're using basically a new concrete mix this year versus the previous year, because the cement is key. Like how they make that stuff, what they add to it, especially now. This is technically a new greener type cement. It's called type 1L cement if you want to look it up. So we're learning how to deal with that, with just how it acts, how it sets up, how it doesn't set up. And this is all new to us for this type of cement mix. We're finding it's a little more difficult to work with, honestly, than the cement we had last year, the concrete mixes we had. So we're trying to figure out, you know, the right mixing ratios, the right combinations of sand, stone, in each mix to get what we call a good finishing concrete with that, you know, a lot of paste at the surface. So anyway, that's how it turned out after we both loaded it. It was pretty good. It was setting up on us though. So I'm trying out, this is the first time trying out my walk behind edger. I got my new handles. I got my walk behind edger, and I'm just rounding this edge. So we already poured another slab earlier than this one right down the road. So we got to get back to that one because we know that one's setting up, and we got to get a finish on that. So I just want to get these edges rounded off, and just showing you how we do that with a walk behind edger. So that I thought it worked pretty good, honestly. Kind of pre-edging it, getting those edges rounded off, and the size of it, the weight of it, being able to use the handles. I mean, it's all a little bit of a learning curve, but it was relatively easy. We've always just done them by hand, you know, grab the edger tool by hand, bend over, and just do it that way. But this, I think we're going to like using this tool for certain applications. We do a lot of pool decks, so all that stuff gets edged. So here we are. We went down and finished the other slab. That's on another video, the previous video. I'll have that linked at the end of this one if you want to check that out. That slab's a little bit bigger than this one. We did broom finish it. We also put a compass stamp on that one, north, south, east, west. So if you want to check that out, that was pretty cool and interesting. I'll have that one pop up at the end of this video. Hey, if you're new to my channel, if this is the first time watching, you know, and you want to win some of the gear that we wear, the hoodies, the t-shirts and stuff like that, make sure you first subscribe to the channel and put new sub in the comments. And that's how I pick the winners, by the people who put new sub in there. If you're a returning viewer, if you've watched, you know, subscribed for a long time, you watch all my videos, make sure you put old sub in there, and I'll have a separate kind of drawing for you guys to win something. Now the concrete's setting up good. It's set up hard enough now to hold its shape. Now I took that pin out of that concrete because if I don't take it out now while the concrete's still a little green, if I wait till tomorrow to take that pin out, it's going to be a lot more difficult. Using my 3-foot broom today, so things are going to go pretty fast. We got a 2-footer we use sometimes, just a little bit lighter, but where this is only 12 feet across, pretty easy to reach across there with the 3-foot broom. And Darren's on there with the skids, mag floating it out. There's a certain technique to that. Also, the timing of that is really critical for getting on it. Not getting on it too late. You're going to work yourself. You're going to work your butt off if you get on it too late. You end up having to put a power trowel on it. Or if you get on it too early, then things are going to sink in. You're going to work just to keep filling in your skid your skid marks from that. So the timing getting on that is really key. We decided to leave just a little picture frame edging tool around the slab just to finish off the edges. And then again, like I said, we will come back and saw cut joints the 12-foot way. We probably won't put one the long way. This thing's pretty small, plus the slab is so thick and it's got a matte rebar in it with fiber mesh. We'll probably just put a couple of that 12-foot way, break it up into a few pieces. That should help control any cracks that go here. There, just touching up that edge again. Luke and I thought that the edger tool mark left a little bit of a deep mark in there as far as there was a lot of cream. There was a lot, what we found with this new cement is once you do get it magged out and floated out, there is quite a bit of cream to it, so it's pretty easy to finish, especially with a broom. So we're kind of liking that part of it. I'm almost having to clean the broom off just about every pass so there doesn't get too much paste built up in the bristles. Yeah, I just pulled another stake out of all that concrete. So they will end up pulling that 2-inch piece of styrofoam out of there, like I said in the beginning of the video, and that'll allow them to get to that water line if they ever do need to do anything. And then there's, if you can see up on the wall, there's a hot water and a cold water up there for them to hook to for whatever they want, I guess. Do power washing on this thing or whatever they need to do. There's a lot of people from the golf course that come up and use this driving range. When we got here this morning, I bet there was 1,000 golf balls out there in the grass that people had hit from the previous day. It was just loaded with them out there. So as Darren floats that out, I mean, he's looking for a certain type of smoothness from his mag float before we broom finish this. So if we felt this was a little too soft still, like we just let it set up and mag float it out again. We'd give it 20-30 minutes, float it out again. We timed this just right, so we just had to float it once. It was pretty firm. The surface was pretty smooth and hard, so we could drag that broom across it and get what we call like a medium broom finish. It's not super fine. It's definitely not rough, but it's medium. It's good for driving golf carts on for sure. It'd be good for a driveway too, that type of finish. So if you got any questions about what we're doing here or how we're doing things, leave the questions down in the comments. I'll try to help answer them down there. And I'll just mention one more time, if you want to learn how to do this stuff, maybe you want to save yourself a little bit of money, you're thinking of doing a shed slab or, a small slab to drive on, or maybe a small garage slab or something, you're a beginner, definitely join the Concrete Underground. My training videos are in there. The concrete slab course goes into detail about everything you'll need to know to do a little slab like this. So you can join that. You got any questions about that stuff, you can email me or leave them down in the comments. I'll try to help you with that down there. But the links for that stuff is in the descriptions of the video where it says show more. But there'll be a couple other videos pop up here I think you'll be interested in. Go watch one of those or maybe both of them. There's an idea how that looks, and
there he is.
We'll catch you on the next video, guys.
Geez, y'all dressed up today. What's going on?